This is Paul McKenna for PT Boxing. I'm here today in Joe Gallagher's gym up in Bolton with me. Joe Gallagher. How are you, Joe? You okay?
You're alright, mate. Bank holiday Monday, no days off.
That's it, definitely.
For you neither, lad.
That's it. We're here today, just watched a few of the lads train. Going to do a little bit of run as well in a minute, I believe. The camps, it's buzzing at the minute. There's a lot of big fights coming up. First, we'll start with September 19th, Stephen Smith. He's fighting in the IBF World Title Eliminator against Devis Boshero. He's been around the block. He's a tough, durable opponent, and he's been at that, around that level for a while. So a tough fight for Stephen, Joe.
Yeah, Devis Boshero. I think he's only lost 3 times, twice to the same person, Roman Jacob, who's a good fighter. And then the last time when he fought in Japan, I thought he won that fight, so should have been a world champion. So he's got plenty of hunger still there, and it's a great opportunity for him. Stephen, he's flying in training at the moment, absolutely flying, and I think he's got to be on point and remind everybody, like he did when he beat Gary Buckland, how good Stephen Smith really is. I think we're really excited. We've had good sparring in, we've got good sparring still to come in now, ahead of the fight, and Stephen Smith will be fully prepared.
I know Stephen was offered the final eliminator for the IBF and the WBC. Yeah. You went down the IBF route, the world champion at the minute, Jose Pedraza. What was the whole decision making going down that route?
Yeah, I think Stephen was a silver champion for a while. They put him in with a mandatory. I forgot who he was against now. And then the mandatory pulled out and fought somebody else. So we were hoping to be made as the number one. To challenge Murat, but it never happened, and they made another eliminator. So
faster route, I suppose, going down.
Yeah, and then the IBF presented itself, so we thought, right, okay, then we'll go this route. The IBF seems to work a little bit quicker, and Stephen at his age wants his opportunity and wants his shot. And like I say, for all 4 Smith brothers, Paul fought for a world title this year, Liam's fighting for a world title, Stephen's in a world title eliminator, and Callum's got to make history by 4 British
brothers,
all winning belts. So fantastic achievement by the Smiths.
That's it, definitely. Just sticking with the Smiths then, after September 19th, October 10th, Liam finally getting his world title shot. Originally was Michel Soro, and now it's John Thompson. Do you think that's maybe a harder fight for Liam, or the Soro fight or the Thompson fight?
Well, listen, both tough fights when you're fighting for world title. Michel Soro, we knew it was only like this time last year. They were both in this gym sparring each other, so they were well aware of each other. And I think both lads would have gone into it. Soro would have fancied it as much as Liam fancied it. Thompson there now, he seems to have a bit of luck. Went into a tournament as an underdog and came out the winner of it. So. Things might have the rub of the green at the moment. Hopefully he doesn't on October the 10th, but he'll be hugely confident. It's an opportunity he wasn't expecting. But as you see with Liam today, Liam's 6-7 weeks out, and Liam's on fire at the moment. We're just sorting his sparring out, and that's due to start the back end of this week. And I'm really looking forward. Like you say, Smith household at the end of the year, British titles, world titles. I'm sure the parents are very proud, and I'm sure the city of Liverpool, where they come from, are very proud. And I always say, people must get sick of me repeating it, I don't think there's enough done on what the Smiths have done for boxing, both at amateur level and professional level, and just in general British sport. Anyway, the way they represent and conduct themselves both in and out of the professional ring. Yeah,
definitely. After Liam, November 7th, obviously a fight for the British title against Rocky Fielding for Callum. It's been a fight that's been talked about over the last 12 months. People thought that it was going to be maybe made for a world title eliminator or whatever, but one of them had to step aside, and no one wanted to, so the fight's on. But a fight that yourself and Callum are confident of coming through successful in, Joe?
Yeah, listen, Callum was adamant. Obviously, he's got eyes on the world scene, but he wanted to fight for that British title. And whoever it was, that was it. We thought it might have been Frank Bruglione or Luke Blackledge, but the board mandated Rocky Fielding, and Callum, didn't matter who it was. We'd already decided who before the opponent was or mandated that we were going to fight for the British title. He had a couple of good wins now over Schlocker, over Brass, and he's ready just to fight for that British title before he moves on and challenges for that world title next year. Like I say, it's a good domestic scrap for British title, and I'm sure everyone in Liverpool will be out in force that night.
Definitely, it's definitely a fight that's going to split the city.
We were joking the other day, I didn't realise the other day, both kids from Liverpool but both trainers from Manchester.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it?
Is Oliver's gym's not too far away from you?
No,
as well,
it's around, it's in Salford, Manchester. It's great in Manchester.
Yeah, so clash of the gyms as well as the cities.
Yeah, well, listen, Oliver's a good trainer. We all see the work that he's done with Martin Murray, and I'm sure once he gets Martin out of the way this weekend, he'll be fully focused and getting Rocky Fielding ready, and from what I hear, they're saying exposing the hype, but Callum will show that there's nothing hype about.
Yeah.
He's the real deal.
Callum obviously hits hard. We all know that he's a brutal body puncher as well. Do you think Callum's got what it takes to stop Rocky in that fight, Joe?
Yeah, people goes on about Callum's shots, but people don't realise it's the head shots. He can hit hard with either hand, he can hit hard with an uppercut with the left hand, or hit hard with right uppercut. Right? His punching variety from his straight shots to his short shots in either hand is very good. And if you look back at his reel of his fights, the common opponent, Rocky went 8 rounds with him. Callum dropped the kid with a right hand to the head in the first round. Yeah. So I know they're worried about the body shots, but I feel with Callum it isn't just a left hook to the body. You've got to worry about a right hook to the body, right uppercut, a straight right hand. So yeah, listen, they've got to do their thing, we've got to do our thing, and
we'll see what happens, I suppose.
Yeah, well, we know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Okay, Scott Quigg and Anthony Crolla, we last seen them out obviously on the same bill. Quigg destroying Martinez, and Crolla, unjust in his draw with Darley's Perez. Start with Crolla, he's got the rematch now, November 21st, back in Manchester. Good news, and hopefully this time he can get what he deserves and resurrect the result. Yeah,
listen, I'm made up for Anthony Crolla. What a roller coaster he's had for 12 months. Like I say, November the 21st, the rematch. Hopefully he gets the chance to put it right. He did everything that we could have asked of him first time round. It was just very much like the Paul Abraham fight.
Yeah.
And we're hoping jinx don't strike again, that when they do bring a good set of judges in for the second contest, Paul didn't perform as well, but like you say, there was a better Abraham. I know this fight as well, we've got to have a better Perez, we've got to have I suppose a better set of judges. That's nothing bad on the last set of judges, but obviously we've got to have a better Perez. But Anthony Crolla, I think we've got to have a better Anthony Crolla. There's huge pressure going into that fight, a lot of media, being out of the ring, but it was a chance and it was a gamble and it paid off, and I thought Anthony tactically fought a very good fight, and with the points getting took off near the end, I thought we'd sealed the fight, but listen, what's done's done now, forget about it, we've got to concentrate. Perez will know all about Anthony and we know all about Darley's Perez, and there's no point having the right judges if we can't go in there and take care of business and win the fight. I think Perez was surprised at Anthony's punching ability. He wobbled him in the second round, and I do feel it's got to be an exciting night, but I do feel Perez has got to come more, and I think Anthony's got to be a bit more a bit more adventurous in his attacks, so I feel we've got to see a bit of a thriller. I can't see the Crolla fight going the distance this time. Yeah, hopefully Anthony comes out a world champion. That'd be fantastic. From when Anthony first came to me, I knew him as an amateur, and he just lost to Gary Sykes when he came to me, and I'd spoken and said, what do you think? And a lot of people have written off Anthony, saying he won't do anything, don't punch, can't do this, can't do that, and really want that world title just to, when I see them again and say, remember that kid that you said that couldn't punch and won't do anything? Well, he's now a world champion, that's what's driving us up. Definitely, and as far as it goes with Scott Quigg, just a little update on Scott, what's the... Yeah, Scott is out in America, he's been doing a bit of training. I was out there with him for the first couple of weeks, he stayed over there, he was at the fight at the weekend. I see there's a lot of noise made from Danae's camp that the fight in Quigg November the 21st, but that's not the case at the moment. Scott Quigg's got a few offers on the table, and he's back this week, and there'll be a meeting next week, and we'll decide what's got to happen on November the 21st if he does to fight on that bill, because obviously it's a huge show. Anthony Crolla, so Scott Quigg may have his own date possibly in December time, so we'll see. That's it. Obviously Scott Quigg world champion at the minute. You've got Crolla fighting for a world title, Liam Smith fighting for a world title, Stephen in the final eliminator, and obviously Callum, after the British going on to world honours as well. So it's a possibility that sometime next year, Joe, there could be 5 world champions in this gym. Yeah, no pressure there. No, but listen, at the end of the day, all I want to for the lads is just get in there, give it your best chance. we've been unlucky in a few fights. Matthew Macklin, Felix Sturm was a killer, that one. But listen, can't keep harping on about heads down, and Stephen Smith wins, Callum Smith wins, Liam Smith wins, and Anthony Crolla wins. It's got to be a fantastic end of year. And also you've got fights like Jose Burton, Callum Johnson, just about to hit the title scene as well. Yeah. Marcus Morrison coming through. And obviously we've got Scott Cardle defending his British title against Gary Buckland. So
that's on September 19th.
September the 19th, yeah. That's a tough fight. Training's going so at the moment. I could, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not one of them trainers that say, oh yeah, things are going great and that, because it isn't. But hopefully come fight night, it'll be right. But like I say, we've got a lot of work to do from now till then to make sure we defend that British title.
Yeah, definitely. You know, last time we seen Carl was against Craig Evans winning the British, and now defending it against Gary, who's definitely, you know, one of them who's been around the block. Obviously, he's fought Stephen, beat Derry Matthews and
John Murray, Gavin Rees, 2 wars. He's coming back. He's a competent fighter. He's up at lightweight, and no, it's a hard fight. And if you look at the top 10 in Britain, I think 6 of them are all fighting the world scene, and your British champion, there isn't many. And when you go to the boards and try and fight someone in the top 10, there isn't many. And I think Gary Buckland was the only viable kid about in the top 10 that we could fight. So that was it. So that's what we're doing.
Definitely. Marcus Morrison, as well as you just mentioned, he's also going to be fighting September 19th. Opponent's not announced yet, but 6-0 now, and good progression for Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus, listen, he's only been pro a year, 6-0. As you've seen, he's moved around with Liam Smith today. He's got an awful lot to learn, but it's one to watch for the future. He's got a huge following. He's coming from that estate up in Hattersley that really got behind Ricky Hatton there many years ago. Yeah. And no, Marcus is definitely one to watch for the future. Definitely.
Just before we finish up, another couple, Joe, Jose Burton, light heavyweight. Obviously, I've just spoken to Jose. He was trying to get the Bob Adjussi fight. You know, there's been rumours floating around that Bob doesn't want to take the fight. I believe Bob, you know, offered the fight to Jose, and he had something like 4 days' notice, and I was going to take the fight a while back.
Yeah, well, just clear that up. What it was is that I think Bob's got a mandatory against the winner, I think, of Dickinson versus somebody else at the moment, O'Shinquin. Okay. But at the time there was a Commonwealth title that was available, and Commonwealth Council accepted Jose Burton as a challenger to fight Bob when his original challenger pulled out on the lead show. Bob didn't want to take it, so it's a bit unfortunate, but like I said to Jose, he fought in July, he's out again in September, comes through that, he's 14-0, and he's waiting for either the British or the Commonwealth route. Callum Johnson, same position, 13-0. Fortunate that he's had to pull out this weekend against Tony Hill with flu. But he'll be back out again in October, but it's going to be a big season for them 2 kids.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, mate, well, thanks a lot for your time today, Joe, and we'll best luck in the future first of all, and we'll come and catch up with you soon.
Yeah, no problem. Listen, thanks for coming down, especially on a bank holiday Monday, and like I say, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Cheers,
appreciate it.
Thanks.